Hello everyone, welcome to English with Deep Krishna. Today our topic is voice, not this voice. It's active or passive voice. Sounds confusing, sounds boring, not anymore. You're on the right platform with the right person. First, let me, in simple terms, forget about whatever you've learned, whatever you're confused about. Just empty this place, make this place blank, absolutely blank. You know nothing. I'll just give you a good tip. Holding your nose this way is active voice. Holding your nose this way is passive voice. Let me give you clear-cut definition. Active voice is when the subject does the main work. For example, look at this sentence. Children love ice cream. Love is what? It's a verb, it's an action. Who is doing it? Children, that's a subject. What is the object? Ice cream. Object becomes the thing on which the verb is put, the verb is applied. Okay? This is active because children are actively engaged in what? In loving ice creams. When does it become passive? When you prioritize the object, when you make the object the subject. Now you're giving more priority to the object. So you switch the places. Ice cream is loved by children. Now you say, why didn't we change any tenses? Because here the tense is simple present tense. The only thing that changes are few words that are input. So I have circled those words, and this is the main tip. The way you can figure it out, which word needs to be input. Very simple, no confusion. First, again, I'll give you another example. If I say, I love swimming, okay? I is the subject, swimming is the object. What do I love? I am applying my liking on this particular activity, swimming. The moment I switch the places, I am giving more priority to swimming, then swimming is loved by me. Okay, now you might say, what is the use of passive voice? Why do we need to learn this conversion at all? I'll tell you why. If you ask your father, I want this cycle for my 13th birthday. Okay, you are demanding because you are in a position to demand. It's a very informal setting. You can demand anything from your parents, friends, family members, right? But if you ask someone in a formal setup, you are writing an official letter, you can't just ask the mayor, clean up the roads, clean up the garbage that has been piled up in front of my house. You can't speak to these people this way. You can't say, take an action against these people. No, you can't say that. Actions must be taken, or we are looking forward to actions being taken at such and such place. So passive gives you an outlet where you can use those sentences in a very formal setup, where you cannot go and show your right over these people. You can't ask your dad, a cycle is demanded for my 13th birthday. You can't say that because he's your dad. So you can always say, I want a cycle for my 13th birthday. But for people whom you don't know, for formal setup, whenever you are applying for post or you are complaining, you want certain things to be done, I hope actions will be taken. So that is the reason passive voice needs to be, understood. Okay, it is not just there, it's not just existing. It definitely has a lot of functions. So we'll go slow one by one. First of all, we'll be focusing on the present tense. Children love ice cream. Love, universal fact. It's not a universal fact, it's something which children generally do it. Children generally love ice cream. So the thing that is being added here is. Okay, if it was ice creams, then we could have written ice creams are loved by children. So don't focus on this particular, which is singular, plural. The moment you are switching the object as subject, focus on that. Is it singular? Yes, is. Is it plural? Yes, are. Clear? Don't focus on this. The tense is same, the number is changing. The tense is same, present remains present, past remains past. There's no change. Only thing that changes is the number and certain additions. Coming to this one. I am writing a poem, present continuous tense. I am writing a poem. I am the subject, poem is the object. Switch. Give poem the priority. A poem is being written by me. This is the word. So next time, when you get a mixed exercise on subject and active and passive, it's a mixed bag, and you're confused. What is it? I can't understand. First thing to be pointed out. Quick tip: by. By can never come in an active sentence, because active means you are doing or the person is doing it full force. Passive means what? The action is being done on me. I am in a rest pose. The action is being done on me. So here, in a passive voice, how will you understand it's a passive or active? In a passive voice, you will have the word by. What if you are saying that, what if you say, ma'am, the word by doesn't exist? Because in certain sentences, we don't write by. In that case, a poem is being written. Chalo, this much we have. A poem is being written. Look at this word, being. It has to come in a passive voice only. No active voice sentence will have the word being, is loved, are loved, been. This is the trick that you will be able to understand what is active, which is active, which is passive. I'll give you another example. Present perfect. The doctors have called off the strike. That's active. The doctors have willingly said, okay, strike is over. Now you make the strike, you give the strike more significance. The strike has been called off. Look at this word, been. Remember. So for anything, for present perfect, past perfect, future perfect, the word been will come in a passive voice. There's nothing to learn. It's in the flow you will get. Okay, and once the video is over, I will take these screenshots and I will be posting it. So the moment you want a quick recapitulation and you don't want to go through the entire video, you can just go to the end, drag it till the end, take screenshots of these pictures and keep it. So quick recapitulation just before your exam. So here you will say why have to has, both are present perfect. Have, why? Because doctors plural, so have. And singular, strike is single, singular, so has been called. Okay, now we'll go to the past tense. Now coming to the past tense, simple past, something that has already happened. Shivant completed the work. Active, Shivant, the subject who has actually done the work. The work is the object. Switch, the work was completed by Shivant. Simply add the word was. In case this was plural, you had to add were. Okay? Past continuous, an action that happened in the past. Keshav was repairing a bicycle. So Keshav is the active doer. He was repairing the bicycle. Now switch. A bicycle was being repaired by Keshav. Why did I circle this? Because this is the main addition. So being word will come the moment. Simple. In past continuous or present continuous, you have an ing word. If you still forget it, you have an ing word in past and present continuous. So the word that should come here is being, again ing word. So if you tend to forget also, there is nothing to learn. It's in the flow. But what if you still want to know the exact word? For example, the passive sentence has been given and you want to figure it out which tense it should go back to. If it's ing, being, that means the tense that the teacher wants from you in the active sentence is a continuous tense. And this is was is was, there's no change. So past tense remains past tense. Only switching is only thing that you want to know which form of past tense. If being is the ing word, means they actually want the past continuous from you. Continuous, okay? Past perfect. Now past perfect is very simple. Whether it's singular or plural, both are had. So no jhanjat. Somebody had called the media. The media had been called. That this is a word, had been called. Now you will say, why not by somebody? In some of the books they do use by somebody, by someone. But if you ask me what's the right rule, you should not use indefinite pronouns. Indefinite pronouns means somebody, something, someone, anyone, one. Like if I say one should love one's parents, okay, that's active voice. Switch, parents should be loved. Don't write by one. Parents should be loved. Now if you say, what if the question comes something like this? The media had been called. That's your passive sentence, and they want you to switch it to active, ulta. What will you do? Simple. If there is no by word here, that means they are aiming at some kind of a indefinite pronoun. Put anything, like someone called the media, someone had called the media, one had called the media, or you can say he called the media. Even if you put he and she also, at times it definitely it's not wrong, but try to stick your answer. If by something, by the specificity is not being, the specific person has not been mentioned, use indefinite pronouns like someone, anyone, one. Okay, clear? Let's move to the future tense now. When it comes to the future tense, there are two variants: simple future, future perfect. Simple future, Tanishi will complete the project. She will. Switch, the project will be completed by Tanishi. In future tense, simply add the word be, will be completed. For future perfect, simple, the word have is coming here, right? Have, perfect tense has the word have or has. Simply add been, just like the way we did it in the present and the past perfect variants. The banks will have fined the defaulters at the end of this month. Switch, the banks who will, now sometimes people get confused if there are two objects. I'll come to that later on after this, but focus on this. The banks, whom will they fine? They will be fining the defaulters, people who can't pay on time. So the banks will have fined the defaulters at the end of this month. The defaulters will have been fined by the banks at the end of this month. If you skip this part also, it's still fine. If you had just written the defaulters will have been fined at the end of this month, still makes sense. Okay? Time for models. What are models? Brief recapitulation. These are auxiliary verbs or simply helping verbs that can change the total meaning of your sentence. Like, I wish I could have helped him. So you did not help, you wish you could have, right? So might, may, might, can, could, should. These are models. I'll give you a few examples. Will force can move mountains. Which is the model here? Can. Switch the place. Don't think about models and everything. I'm just giving you various types of sentences. Don't get so muddled up. Don't have to learn the rules. Just focus on the way things are changing. That's it. Will force can move mountains. Switch the place. Mountains can be moved by will force. So if your question comes in your exam, mountains can be moved by will force, simply swap and then remove the be. Next, he might have made a mistake. Might is the model. Switch, a mistake might have been made. Why am I willingly skipping by him? Even if you write by him, okay, it's fine, it's correct. Even if you don't, it still works. Because if the question in your exam was given like a passive sentence, a mistake might have been made. First thing, you will ask me, ma'am, but there's no by word, right? But there's a word been. A been, being, and the be addition or is, was, are, were addition is never done in the active voice. So the moment I figure out this word is there, it's a passive voice. So here I am free to put anybody. If the question comes in your exam where simply a mistake might have been made, you can write he might have made a mistake, she might have made a mistake, someone might have made a mistake. Okay? So you at least you get the free will, but don't use a proper noun. Don't say Seema made a mistake. Seema might have made a mistake. No, don't put a proper noun. Use an indefinite pronoun. Okay? Parents should motivate children to have goals. So whom should they motivate? Children. Don't focus on goals. What is the object? Whom are the parents motivating? Some people they make goals must be, no. On whom are they motivating? Motivating, should motivate is the, should is the model, motivate is the main verb. Children. So children should be motivated. Switch, children should be motivated to have goals. So even if you skip by parents, still works. Okay? In case of imperative sentences, brief recapitulation, what are imperative sentences? When the sentence that indicates an order, a request, a suggestion, right? So here if I say shut the door, you don't even know whom are you asking. Shut the door. Who is there? Whom are you asking to shut the door, right? So no clear-cut subject is given. In that case, you will use the word let. Safe. let the door be shut. Or you can also say you are ordered to shut the door, because if nothing is specified, maybe it's on the other person, so you are ordered to shut the door, or simply let the door be shut. If I give you another example, clean the floor, let the floor be cleaned. If I say get out, you are ordered to get out. Here the word let cannot come, because it's clear form of a bold form of ordering. Get out, you are ordered to get out. Next, please pass the salt. Please means request. That word request has to come. So you are requested. If nobody is there, put it on you. You are requested to pass the salt. Okay. Now another form. This is not an imperative sentence. This is another form of sentence where the clear cut, the active doer is not mentioned. Like the blockade will end soon. Now the blockade is a subject, but it is not the active doer. The blockade cannot, end on its own. There are certain things for which you need an active doer, but the active person is not mentioned here. The blockade is a subject here, but not in active position. It cannot end it by itself. So the blockade will end soon. You will get confused. What is it? Will end soon, but it's active. But how do I switch? With whom do I switch? Simple. The blockade is expected to end soon. Will end soon. It can't just end soon on its own. The weather will clear in the morning. The weather is expected to clear in the morning. Why? Because you don't know who is going to clear the weather. Right? There's no active doer. The weather will clear in the morning. So if you want to switch places also, where's the object? There's no object. These are intransitive sentences. Intransitive sentences means where there is no active thing on which, or an active object. Let's not get into that. You'll get confused. The weather will clear in the morning. It cannot get clear on its own. So how is it? Who is going to make the weather clear? We do have no knowledge about it. We have no information. Simply the weather is expected to be clear in the morning. Okay? Very, very important part of this chapter. That's why I've given a different pointer. Important points to remember. Sometimes you will encounter sentences like where there are two objects and you get confused which one to switch, which one to make the subject. Example, the children gave flowers to the teachers. Here, on whom is this verb gave being directly applied? The flowers. So the children are giving flowers, a direct object to the teachers, and the teachers become the indirect object, right? Some people will write flowers were given to the teachers by the children. Some people will write teachers were given flowers by the children. If you ask me which one is correct, both are correct. But if you ask me which one do I prefer, this one. You know why? Because if you get muddled up, which one to bring to the focus, which one to make the subject, if we stick to the main principles of active and passive voice, I think this one works. Why? The children gave flowers. On whom am I directly applying the main verb? Flowers. So let's just focus on one thing. Let's make flowers a subject. Flowers were given to the teachers by the children. So the teachers become the receiving end only. If you still write teachers were given flowers by the children, that is also correct. But if you ask me which one do I prefer, according to which the rules don't get muddled up, is this one. Why? Because I still firmly believe that if the verb has been applied on flowers, then flowers should be given that priority to be the subject. So flowers were given to the teachers. Let the receiving end, the teachers be at the receiving end itself. To the teachers by the children. Clear? Another example. Now this is another pointer. Whenever you have certain sentences which has a preposition just after the verb. For example, they shouted at Sia. Most of you will write Sia was shouted by them. Wrong. Sia was shouted at by them. Don't forget that preposition. If you forget that, gone. Marks gone. Humans do not care for the environment. Most people will write the environment is not cared by humans. Is not cared for by humans. Okay. So this brings us to the end of this chapter. What I want to request every one of you, whoever thinks it's worthwhile viewing this video, please feel free to drop your comments so that I know if I'm on the right track. If you want me to make another video from passive to active, where I discuss not all the types in this in this sequential manner, every tense form, no. If you want me to make a video from passive to active, the way you get it in school, like a mixed bag, everything is given in a mixed way, okay, if you want me to do that and how to figure out how to catch hold of the right tense, then you can write it in the comment section. I'll make another follow-up video. Before I end this video, just a quick tip. From now on, when you get a hold on this particular chapter, please try to use passive voice in your formal letters. You must be having formal letters, right? So the next time when you feel like writing to the municipal corporation officer, or to the principal, or to the mayor, or to the editor, do this. Please do not write that way. You will say, I request you that some actions be taken, or I'm looking forward to your reply, or actions need to be taken, or you are requested to take some actions in this matter. You are requested to focus your attention on this matter. Okay, so here what are you doing? You're not directly ordering that person in a passive way, in a very formal way, in a very cold way, because that person on the other side of the letter is not your dear and near one. So you have to be very, very specific about it. So next time when you feel the urge to write it, please do it for me. Let's go for a picnic. You will write to your principal. You are requested to look into the matter, or you are requested to take us on a field trip or something like that. Okay, that's a quick tip for you. So I'll see you in the next video. Till then, keep reading.